Show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/AwesomeCast. It is the AwesomeCast. I'm the Get Geeky, Get Awesome. It is the AwesomeCast episode 627. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, ready to get geeky with all of you. We have with us, first of all, from greater Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on the Monroeville, just 2 tunnels away and a river. It is the Riz.
I could have just come see you, Sorg.
You could have.
It's just too
save your coin for crossing the river for Saturday when we do some gaming. Okay, we got a gaming date. You got a gaming date.
We have a gaming date.
You got a completely platonic gaming date with Dutters going on Saturday. That we're working on the details. We'll probably stream it. So you know.
Yeah, she has to be there too. I guess.
Yeah, I guess she has to be there. And then we also have back, by the way, Katie and Chilla are all out on assignment tonight. So they'll be back here in the coming weeks, of course. But we got tagged in a very, very special returning member of our awesome crew, straight out of greater San Diego, California. It is Amanda Narcissi back on the show. How you doing, Amanda?
Hi.
Hello. Out in
I still have sunshine.
So a sunshine.
It's still sunny out.
And literally greener. Okay, maybe brown. It is California. But still not whatever's going on outside right now. Hold on. Wait, there's no snow right here at the moment, but I will find it on the way home. Actually, I think it's coming overnight. But our impending winter storm that Alexa keeps telling me about. Amanda, it's good to have you back. You left for the land of apples. Apples and M1 chips, I guess is how we should put it. But no, would you had a day off or something, right? Was this a mental health day and then you spent it with us?
Yeah, you could say a mental health day. In lieu of working a little extra, I was rewarded with a day off. So
you work hard
today and said, "Great,
fantastic!"
And thank you for having me.
Can we say what you're doing at Apple these days, or is that on the hush hush? I can't remember what your security clearance is.
Yeah, my official title I can say is I work for release validation. Basically, we make sure that the operating system is able to be installed on devices.
I try so hard not to message her with my problems with the OS. That's a real big problem. Like, Amanda, have you been running into this? Is this the thing?
Is this the new thing?
Is this a known problem? You know, you're my personal Apple support. Or actually, it's more like, listen, do I need to go to the store right now and get this taken care of, or is this something I can fix? is the real question. That actually did happen when my laptop stopped working last summer. So. Oh man, it's good to have you on the show. We're gonna have a lot of fun here. But this is the AwesomeCast. You can check out everything at AwesomeCast at sorgatronmedia.com. Tweet us at AwesomeCast on the Twitter, and of course, please follow us on the AwesomeCast Facebook group. A lot of great chatter happening over there every week. And we got the Discord that is still connected to Midjourney if you want to experiment with us over there.
I ran out.
You ran out.
I ran out of my free trial.
I started paying $10 a month. Because this is too good to pass up right now while we still can, while it's still affordable. So we're just kind of rolling with that right now. Even Missy's like, I think I need to sign up too, but I can't figure out how. I'm like, whoa, that's where they get you. It is not user-friendly to sign up. I can tell you that. No, it is not. So there's that. Where are we at? Oh, we also have a Reddit out there somewhere. You can subscribe or rate us on your favorite podcast app. Look for the AwesomeCast, tech news and banter from Pittsburgh, I think I call it out there. And also we have the Sorgatron Media master feed where you can get this as well as the Wrestling Mayhem Show, Fishing Without Bait, and the newest podcast, our good friends with A Gay and His MB. Speaking of transplants like Amanda out to California, they're transplants from Texas here to Pittsburgh. And including one fellow Aben who as a part of the Mayhem Show since I think he said 2009 when he was 15 years old.
Yeah, that seems about I thought I was on more, but yeah, that's he was on before I was.
You love that a 15-year-old starts listening to your show and getting involved, and then I go to Dallas for his wedding. So that's podcasting for you folks. Also, we're here live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We are here on the Facebook page for AwesomeCast as well as YouTube and the Sorgatron Media Twitch, and we got the chat rooms up. Oh, I didn't pull the Facebook up. We'll take care of that real quick. And of course, please share us and join us here live so you can be part of it. Correct us when we need some more information because we're just talking on the fly here and reading articles and whatever the heck else is going on here. And also, did I determine what my awesome thing was? And thank you to our friends at Post Industrial that are also sharing the awesomeness. So it's time for the Patreon story of the week, folks. Present by way of ChatGPT. If you guys can support the show at patreon.com/awesomecast. This is something special we've been doing for our Patreon supporters. I've been plugging in the names that support us on Patreon, and with the highest, the executive producer Brian Crawford first in the list, and we just see what happens. So I asked ChatGPT to do a short sitcom story based in Pittsburgh. There you go. The show is called Steel City Sitcom and follows the lives of 6 friends living in Pittsburgh. Brian Crawford, a young professional trying to make a name for himself in the city. Matt Weller, a laid-back slacker who can't seem to hold down a job. That's what he gets for living near Philly, I guess. Cynthia Klosky, a successful businesswoman who always seems to be the voice of reason. Mike Pound, the tech-savvy nerd who always gets into trouble with his latest gadgets. Michael Fedor, a charming and charismatic musician. And Professor Buzzkill, a grumpy and cynical university professor.
Wow.
What the hell? Each episode centers around the group's comedic adventures as they navigate their way through the city's unique culture and vibrant social scene, from visiting the famous Permane Brothers sandwich shop to cheering on the Steelers at Heinz Field. Oh, this is dated.
Acrisure Stadium.
This is 2001. This is 2021 information it's going off of.
Yeah, I know.
Steel City Sitcom offers a hilarious and heartwarming look at the life in the city of Pittsburgh. The show is hosted by Dave Podner, a local radio host who acts as a narrator and occasional commentator on the group's antics. The show is shot single camera setup with a live studio audience. It runs for 30 minutes in prime time.
Huh.
That was awesome.
Those are some strangely close and accurate descriptions, and I won't say which ones are which. But that's weird.
Yeah.
All I did was stick the names in there. I didn't like say, and he's a podcast host, and it's in this and this and this, or Cynthia owns a business, is a business person, or anything like that. But.
We're close to AI taking over the world. It's that simple.
Oh man, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun until the machines take over. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So you guys can be a part of the story at patreon.com/awesomecast. And we appreciate everybody that does support the show. Okay, since it's been so long since she's been on with us, she's taking a mental health day, and I think. Is this something that's helping you along? I was like, hey, find something that helps you. Oh, This is interesting. What is your awesome thing of the week, Amanda?
So I was at Costco, and so a little backstory. And going to Apple in San Diego, I kind of was blessed that I learned everything in job training. Like, basically, I don't have a degree in computer science. Everything that I'm learning there, I either learned on like pre-going there, working at South Hills Village, or being there, basically learning on the fly.
And that's the Apple Store. That's the Apple Store at South Hills Village, just for context.
Yes, thank you. Sorry. And then, but I find that if I want to kind of get ahead, I'm needing to kind of like learn in new ways. So everything's based on coding, of course. So I have to take coding classes, and I have to learn a little bit of computer science in my own time. And I found this book at Costco, actually. It's on Amazon here on the link, but I did find it at Costco, and there's a ton of them. It's like everything you wanted to know about math, English, how to write the perfect term paper, like all of this stuff. And it's written like somebody's notebook in high school. So everything is colorful. It's full of markers. It is, the definitions are carved out on the side. And it starts very basic of like, what do computers do? And I mean, that's our like fourth grade answer when you're growing up in the, 90s, the 80s and 90s, like the computers we kind of grew up knowing what computers could do. But because we saw it being a basic computer to being robots now, but like it's Nino, and then it breaks down into coding and how to code and what each code means and different types of coding like Python, Swift, HTML5, CSS, all of those things. And it's very colorful, very easy to read.
Is that supposed to be Barack Obama? What is happening here?
And they describe it as if you were reading the smartest persons in the room's notebook.
I love it.
So this has really been helping me kind of get a grasp on some of the fundamentals as I start to take coding classes at like Treehouse and Code Academy and things like that I've been using to kind of learn. This has really been a real great thing.
I love the aesthetic of this, and you can see so many. I'm like 25 pages in on the preview here over on the Amazon link you gave me, and it looks like it's on line paper, like I imagine it's not actual into a book, but and there's a lot of illustration to it, just a lot of whimsy to it. It's very, very cool. I recommend this even for just somebody just kind of trying to figure out computers. Like I remember there would be magazines that just were like, this is how a computer works, right? Like from like PC Magazine or something. There are special editions like learn the ins and outs of a computer and how to build a computer, and it would have these explainers, but it was all like 90s magazine style, right? So I like this. There's a wait a minute, this one here. The process is like what are we talking about here? Output from a computer. It's saying it's got a picture of a mouse eating cheese. It says the process is like digestion. We take food in, process it, store it, and then pass it on. So his input, he's eating the cheese. Processing, storage, he's digesting the cheese. Output, he's going to the bathroom. I love it.
I really like it. It does. There's tests in it too. So at the end of each chapter, there's like a test, and you can actually write out the answer. And like the pages aren't flimsy, but you can still highlight them and make notes on them if needed.
And you're already in on the aesthetic.
Yes, it's been a great help. It's been a lot of light reading, but it's been lighter reading than like the O'Reilly books, which I'm also reading the O'Reilly books. And back in the day of those were our art school books, Art Institute. Like that's how I learned HTML scripting.
They were heavy. That koala on the cover is supposed to disarm you, but man, that koala was judgmental as hell on that HTML and JavaScript book.
And those books are tough, and they read sometimes like stereo instructions. So I needed something a little bit more like right brain kind of thing, you know, the more artistic side.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that is called, again, it's on Amazon, but it's a bunch of different places. It's everything you need to ace computer science and coding in one big fat notebook, the complete middle school study guide. It's a middle school study guide. That's the target?
That's the company that makes them. And
Oh,
like
okay.
I said, there's one on math, there's one on science, English, like how to be a better writer, how to do all these things. The display at Costco was ginormous. There was like a ton of books. Like they were so neat.
I love what is this is like notes borrowed from the smartest kid in the class, double checked by award-winning teacher. I love the whimsy of this. This is fantastic. You can tell this is something where it's like, I want books like these are the kind of books that would have helped me kind of idea. Riz, what is your awesome thing? We're still shopping at Amazon, it seems.
We are. And just like I didn't buy it off of Amazon either.
Okay.
So I've been having these issues for about a month or two in regards to connectivity to my Wi-Fi, to anybody's Wi-Fi, actually. I don't know how many times, Sorg, we were on a podcast and all of a sudden I just drop all of a sudden. And last week it got worse and worse and worse until I couldn't even like get on without it shutting off on me, without the network adapter shutting off on me. So, and I tried to see what I can do. I was like, well, this is going to stink if I have to go and pay a whole bunch of money for this, pay for a new computer, or go figure out what's going on with whatever is going on with my network adapter. And then I decided, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go on Best Buy and see if they have anything. That was my last resort per se, before I like throw my laptop into the river somewhere. But
you have a choice of rivers around here.
I do, like 3 of them.
At least.
But I went ahead, and because I have an Asus laptop, I went ahead and I got this Asus networking USB Wi-Fi adapter. I haven't lost connection yet, knock on wood. Last time I said I wasn't losing connection was last week, when I lost connection for a good portion of the week. And so far, like I said, it's been helpful. It's a bit of a pain to log in, and not log in, to actually set up. But once it's plugged in, I'm looking at at the Zoom call right now, and it got to about 2 bars for about a second and bumped back up to 4. So far it's been pretty good with connecting to Wi-Fi and everything else. And for somebody like me who's not really going to go anywhere, it's something that's going to connect to the Wi-Fi downstairs or anywhere where my Wi-Fi is and connect it from there. Like I said, I am not good with computers. I'm not that techie, but this feels like a good quick fix for this issue until I figure out what I want to do next. But yeah, it's just one small USB port that goes in, just USB.
It's
plug-in.
a little USB nubbin is all.
It's like a wireless mouse. Like, you know how you have those little wireless nubs for the mice or keyboard. It's just like that, and it's not going to go anywhere. It's not like one of those gigantic things I've seen that like move around or whatever, that you have to like move an antenna around. It's just a little nub, and I am very thankful that I now have internet.
That's about a $45 item over there on Amazon. I gotta tell you, Riz, I actually carry one of these. It's a cheaper one. It's the Edimax one listed below. That's about $25, $25.
Well,
I have carried these for years. Not so much these days, but I would always have a thing where we go do a streaming thing, and like there's a computer or something that they're having us use for the streaming because it's somebody else's, and they're like, oh, we showed up for this thing and we don't have wired, or we don't have any Ethernet in this computer for some reason because that's not what we use it for, or something, right? And it's just like you can slap it in. Because like that one was like one of those that's pretty universal and everything would detect it practically. You'd slap that into the thing, you have internet on that computer. Like I carry that as a backup. I carry a little USB sound card with me just in case. Like if you have a computer that has one of those like, oh, the microphone and the headphones are the same port and that doesn't work for your setup kind of thing. So like that's part of my utility kit of sorts, right? So definitely highly recommended. I'm actually going to parlay this. This wasn't originally my awesome thing of the week. I'm going to turn my awesome thing of the week into kind of a tip thing too. And I'm going to try to pull it up here real quick. I was looking for something of this type because I have some laptops that are just not terribly functional anymore with Windows 10. We've been trying to use them we actually used it for a conference, and it was just so I was just like sitting there like, please nothing happen to the power with this computer because it's going to take me 10 minutes to boot it back up with Windows, right? And then Chrome OS Flex works fantastic on this thing. It's an older Asus laptop, it's probably like it's probably like a 4th generation Core i5 or something like that, right? So I wanted a USB, but the problem was I don't want a USB sticking out all the time, right? Like I got I got a few like these ones, like the full like kind of classic USB stick thing that you can do, and I'm like, well, that's gonna bust eventually if I take this, and I like having like an extra laptop just in case if I just need something to access. So I got these verbatim ones. They're 16 gigabytes store and stay nano USB 3.0 flash drive. One, they're 3.0, so they're going to be fast enough, and because you're basically running the OS off of this flash drive. And it's nothing. It's flush with the side of the laptop. I don't have to worry about it. And then because I didn't want to reformat the computer because sometimes I just need a Windows computer, and it was still relatively useful if I need it. Like right now, the same computer is sitting in the back. Missy has an old hard drive that she needs a restore. But it's one of those where you're going to have to set the restore on an entire hard drive, and it's going to take days to complete, and we can't dedicate our work computers to it. So I'm like, here, take this, and I was like, just remove the USB, don't lose it, because look at it. And then when she's done, we can slap that in there, and it's a fast Windows Chrome OS situation. If you're not familiar, Chrome OS, of course, is basically you have the browser. And like how if you have a Chrome browser you can do extensions, those are your apps, and there's a lot more functionality. Like they're adding in things like Android support. Steam's getting a client that's going to start working in there and everything like that. That's in beta right now, and this thing is $6.99, by the way.
Yeah, I saw the price.
It's $6.99.
You bought 2 of them, Sorg.
Yeah, so I mean, if it's something where I want to load something, and you can do this with this one. If you have an older Mac that still has USB-A. This would be a really good because Chrome OS, I believe, works on the older MacBooks as well. And again, if you're just like this isn't useful enough anymore, you got an old MacBook Air or something, you can probably toss this in there and it'll be a functional web-based computer that you can use. So again, it's verbatim 16 gigabit store and stay nano USB 3.1 flash drive. Blue is the edition that I got, and they have different like 32 gigs is like $10, 64 is $12. So if you need something like that, just for an easy storage kind of situation. So, and there's other scenarios I'm sure where you might need something like that. Maybe you just need that extra storage to pass around, but you need it to stay in your computer so you don't lose it, or something like that, or who knows? Some other storage finagling that you may have to do. So definitely, I grabbed like a couple of them because I was like, I have a couple of computers I might do this to that are lying around that I could kind of resurrect a little bit for a little bit of functionality. So I really appreciate this device. So yeah. So I'm going to punt my official awesome thing until after the break. But in the meantime, I want to give a shout out. Amanda, I know you probably miss it. New York City style, Yinzer made, Beachview, Carnegie, East End, and North Hills, slice on Broadway. I was complaining openly when I was in New York City a couple of weeks ago about because I knew everybody in the room was from the West Coast, And I said, I have not found a decent slice of pizza out there yet. And they said, oh, you need to try this place around LA. And I'm like, I don't believe you, sir, but I'll try the next time I'm out there. But that's okay, because I'm back home in Pittsburgh, and I know I got my slice on Broadway, and you can always come home to that. Supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. How much do you miss it, Amanda? Do I need to get one on the plane to you?
Oh, I guess I'll have to say I'll be missing it until February 18th.
Oh, you got it. I still owe. We have our friend Tina in Seattle. I've taken 2 trips out there and forgot to bring Slice both times. We've been promising her for years at this point, so I'm hoping to get our opportunity. By the way, this does travel well. We did drive a pizza to Mad Mike 8 hours away in Beacon, New York, and it warms up so well. So I'm just saying, if you have a drought from coming home, and I happen to be doing some West Coast gigs, we'll just have to make the pepperoni connection
on the plane. Just bring it out on the plane.
The perfect.
But I'll be there soon.
the perfect pepperoni. Traveling by plane. By. No, I can't think of any P's in the air. But anyways, thank you to our friends at Slice on Broadway for supporting the show. All right, what else we got here? This is one. And you know what? Hey, let's stay Appley for just a moment. I thought this, Amanda, you probably like this. You're the art type. You're a fellow Art Institute grad. So I was listening to Alex Lindsay on, I don't know, it's probably MacBreaker or something last week when this came up. And I thought this was a cool idea. So these are covers for an iPad. And he mentioned 2 of them, but this is the one that I caught. Paper-like feel protectors. So it feels right when you draw with your Apple Pen on an iPad. And I grabbed the model here, I grabbed the kind here, and you can kind of like do the search and find the one for your model of iPad. This is the... waiting for it to load so I can get you the official name. It's only a $10 cover. It's the Mobdik. That sounds wrong. MOBDIK paper feel screen protector, and then you can find your compatible version. Ooh, this loaded weird. Hold on a second. This doesn't look right on my iPad right now. And amazing, it doesn't look like right on my iPad right now. So we will fix that in a moment here. I don't know, the spacing's off for some reason. So there you go. Go ahead.
I've used this.
Oh, yeah?
Not this exact brand, but yeah. I used, very recently, I got rid of my iPad Pro. I upgraded. But on my old one, I had one. And I had a love-hate relationship with it. So it does feel really neat. It does help the way the pencil like glides across the screen a little bit better, because sometimes when you're drawing, when you're doing, and I didn't just use it for drawing, we used it for, it helped with the video slider when you're like doing videos on it. It like to pinpoint the slider a little bit better, because sometimes your finger can be very rough to kind of like slide stuff on those screens. And so I would use it more as a stylus in some points, but then there were other points where I would just absolutely draw just for hours in Procreate. My only complaint is after about 6 months, you could tell where your pencil strokes had been. So it started to get dull.
Okay.
In those spots. Like it didn't feel like you could run your hand across it and be like, oh, like you could actually feel where the pencil had pressed down onto it. But they are really, really neat. I have a teammate who's actually using one right now. I'm not sure of the brand, but he's taking like kind of handwriting classes, and he's using his iPad to get better at handwriting. And this was something that he picked up for his. So it's really neato thing. I'm eager to put it back on my iPad now, and I have not yet, but it's pretty cool.
Well, and this is like $10. And there's another brand called KCT, but they're all around $10 for a 2-pack. So when it does go out in 5-6 months, like you have a replacement. So I mean, it's like me with my glass. Like I'm so glad I have a Missy talked me into putting a glass cover on my phone, because I've already broken one, and I'm just like, that could have been my screen.
Same.
So. Actually, this might be my third. But anyways, do it, and especially if you have somebody you worked for a Batteries Plus for a couple of weeks and learned how to do it the right way to put them on. Yes, do it. Definitely do it.
I will say they're pretty foolproof on their directions on how to put one on.
Yeah.
I will tell you, they make it very easy with like guides and like how to line it up.
They
'Cause
do.
I do my own screen protectors at home also because I don't have like, I'm not near an Apple store anymore. I'm
Mhm.
still like a 35-minute drive from a store. So I don't have that luxury of just going in and being like, can you put one on, buy one and put one on type of thing.
Right, and they will do it for you, right? So like if you're like, I'm all thumbs and cannot do this, because I have not, and I haven't tried it for a couple phones to be honest, because I gave up. But I'm like, I can't do this without getting a bubble, and the bubble was the thing that drives me insane for the rest of the period of this. So, but it is great when you take it off and take it out of the case and realize your phone at, I don't know, I've had this, what is this, a 13? So I've had it a year, probably broaching on a year and a half, right? And and it still looks pristine. you also forget what color you bought eventually.
all the time.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is blue. What? You know. Yeah, you know. Good.
No, I really like those. Those protectors are really cool. And like I said, they're very easy to put on. They make it very easy to line up the guides and like do it at home, because iPads are a little bit tricky to put on a screen protector, but they make it pretty foolproof.
I have a general ask here because I have the cover on the lenses because, oh my God, those are big lenses. But the problem is now that I have these covers on the lenses, when I'm outside in the sun, I had this problem in Tucson, Arizona when I took some pictures, and other places like I was in a, kind of a concert venue-y kind of place with the can lights, right? I feel like my pictures suck now because I have these covered.
I was thinking about that. Like
Yeah.
it was like a film over top of the camera or something.
Yeah, I need something that I need something that's movable so it covers it most of the time, and I can go click expose and actually have the exposed like lenses, because I feel like I'm just catching. It looks so like gunky right now, and I wipe it all the time, and it doesn't seem to do much with it. So, and I've just been like, my pictures could look so much better. But anyways, I just like a little bit of motion softness happening a lot to me. After being in my pocket, and I think just the moisture kind of maybe captured, not moisture, but yeah, I guess moisture. I don't know. I guess I have a sweaty hip. So
Well, if you're in the desert, yeah.
yeah. The very sweaty hip back then. For that gig. That's the time. That is actually the time where I dropped it. Had just had the Otter. I still had the Otter case, OtterBox. Well, this is an OtterBox too, but it was like the super mega one. I have a light Otter. This is my off-season case. Is the light OtterBox one where the MagSafe actually works. But I should buy some MagSafe. But I have like a few wireless chargers that it still works with. But anyways, but those are my problems. Speaking of Apple. In a day and age where I think Microsoft just laid off 10,000 people today, maybe, I was seeing the news, and you feel like everybody else in tech has, Apple does not seem to have these woes from the sounds of things. Amanda, would you like to tell us what happened over there in Apple land?
So the report came out when it came to CEO budgets this year that Tim Cook took a pay cut of like 40%.
Woo!
To kind
Nice.
of recession proof the company.
Wow.
Is kind of the take that the Bloomberg and all them are having on it. MSNBC and stuff, they've all reported kind of the same thing. But the tech layoffs are something that's on a lot of people's minds, especially out here in California, because pre-pandemic, the San Francisco area was nothing but Silicon Valley, basically. During the pandemic, Southern California, San Diego became like Silicon Valley #2, where a lot of the companies moved branches down here for lesser cost of living, so on and so forth. But now, no matter what, we're seeing across the board in tech world, tens of thousands of people being laid off. So this was kind of refreshing, where we know people at those other companies out here in California, and we kind of all just like sit here kind of, you know, okay, like feeling type of thing. So yeah, that was kind of big news in this, because the hot Twitter take is that, you know, why didn't the CEOs of those companies take pay cuts instead of laying off people who had been at, like Google, for example, who had been there for 15, 20 years. And I read about the woman who was on maternity leave and got her email, and she had been at the company 15 years.
Jeez. Yeah. I mean, that is the scary thing. And that 49, and that reported 49 million could be the salaries of, like, you know, tens of thousands of people there, you know, in the long runs, depending on. So, I mean, I think that's a good look. It's kind of goes with that, you know, makes you feel like Apple takes care of people. So, not that I think Apple is hurting these days in general, but, you know, generally, like, they're trying to get ahead of a recession, right? Like that's what a lot of this is, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I hear about it in the tech news. I don't know much about the financial side of things.
I think most of being out here in the environment of Silicon Valley Part 2, basically, like we call it, is that's kind of the gist of it now, is that most of the companies are starting to try to figure out this. If a recession is coming, how are we going to navigate it and do it intelligently while taking care of our staff and or saving ourselves in some of them. Like I said, I feel like some of them might be more out to save themselves in the long run than to kind of like save the company type of thing. But I think they're all trying to navigate this unfamiliar territory right now because they see it on the horizon. And then there's the flip side that some people are saying they overhired, and now this is the whole, like,
they're saying everybody did
go again
is the word, right? Like
years.
They said Facebook did a crazy hiring spree, and then Microsoft apparently supposedly did too, I think. I think at your company supposedly they're hiring a bunch of people for or maybe I'm confused. I could be confusing stories, but for God knows what it is that you can't tell me about over there at the spaceship that they're working on. We'll leave that speculation out there. It's pretty wild. So, and then on top of that, you have so many companies wanting to move to Texas, move to this, get out of the California bubble, which I think is great for development. And it's been wild to see. You know, there's this thing happening. I don't know, and I know it's Hollywood, but I'm so, you know, I mentioned I watched the Super Pumped show on Showtime that was about Uber. Between that and your Facebook movies and everything else, it's just like the disenchantment with tech right now. I mean, it feels like a pile on right now. I know, with everything, it's just like, oh man, like where was the promised land, and this is where it went. You know, with a lot of things. So. But no, it's good to see there is some at least some decent humane moves, I think we can say fairly on this one.
And Tim's gonna be fine.
Tim Apple's gonna be fine.
Tim Apple's gonna be fine. Like from what I'm looking at here, it's kind of like, and I'm gonna do a thing that I know more, and it seems like it's more like saying a quarterback took a pay cut, but the incentives are larger just to balance it out a little bit. He's going to be fine.
He's going to be
but
fine.
in that long
one less
run,
yacht.
In that, for now.
One less apple-shaped yacht.
But yeah, in that long run, it's going to be beneficial to Apple. It's going to be perfect to hire, perfect to pay, to keep people on board, making sure that everybody stays afloat in whatever the heck's going on here. But like Tim Cook's gonna be fine. It's a great thing that he did, but he's gonna be just fine, I think.
But the point is, he's making the decision when others are not making that kind of decision.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
No, I think that's the point to drive home here is in this environment, that's the kind of thing that's happening. So, all right, let's see what else is going on out there. We got a couple more stories here. Google did release the Stadia controller Bluetooth support. I did process one of my Stadia controllers and was using it to play Game Pass on my MacBook Pro over the weekend. So that worked out. It's really aesthetically, I don't know if it's just because this toolkit is in Stadia anyways to do all this cloud stuff, but it's through the browser, and it was a really nice interface for this, like astoundingly. I thought I'd just download something, go through some menus, and it'd do a thing. So basically it turns on the Bluetooth chip that has not been turned on in Stadia controllers, so you can turn it into a quote generic controller. I will say, kind of watch your mileage may vary. I got it to work fine with Game Pass and a Chrome browser. I did not have much luck. I tried to load up Toe Jam and Earl on Epic Games, and it didn't, like the new one, and the buttons didn't seem all to be there and reacting appropriately, or they're the wrong button or something. So like I'd watch out for it, but still, it is a controller that is going to work with your computer wirelessly now. I did get it to work on my Google TV Chromecast. But even that, I forget what it was. No, it worked actually pretty decent. I was playing some Rocket League with that one. For me, it's just getting used to, because I've just been using Xbox controllers everywhere. So it's just kind of getting used to like that PlayStation layout with the sticks instead. Like that's bothersome to me, especially when I'm playing like something in Assassin's Creed where you have to use the directionals and my thumb's going to the wrong place. And it doesn't feel it doesn't feel as like sliding your thumb down to hit up to like in Halo to turn on the flashlight, right? Like is instinctive at this point. And it's pretty much designed for that controller. So, that's it. But if you have them lying around, get in it. They say you'll have until I think the end of the year in order to process this. Okay. But it is a service somewhere, so I think that's just all they'll promise. So, but no, I think I was pretty happy with that experience. I got one or two. I don't know how many they sent. I never paid for them. They just keep sending me with them with Chromecast. So I don't know.
They have a whole bunch of them, Sorg.
You have a whole bunch of just a whole pile of them.
No, there's just a whole bunch. It's just sending you these. So
where there's somewhere in a Goodwill, I'm just going to find a box of Stadia controllers. So I mean, they're good quality controllers. So there's that. I was excited because I saw a preview and I'm like, why am I getting a preview of Shredder's Revenge Ninja Turtles that I completely played and beat on Game Pass last summer? And I had waited for so long, because Shredder's Revenge Ninja Turtles, it's the throwback to the old Konami Ninja Turtles games that they made and put out this year, is now on mobile. I believe both Android and iOS. I played some iOS. And it is free with your Netflix subscription.
That just doesn't seem right.
Right?
Like how they're going into games now?
They've been in games. This is them being in games. What are you talking about, Riz?
Have I missed out on Netflix?
Have you been listening to this show?
What show?
This show.
Okay.
We talk about. Jeez, Riz.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to get this now.
You have Netflix.
I have Netflix.
You have a login. You have a mobile device.
My battery's gonna hate me for it.
Yeah.
Well, between this and Apple Arcade, yeah. If you're on mobile on Netflix, you just scroll like part of the way down, and you'll get this. There's a Narcos Cartel Wars Unlimited game. Here's one for you, Riz. Too hot for handle. Love is a game. Scripted crime stories. SpongeBob Got Cooking. There's the Shredder's Revenge. And it's the full game. From everything I can tell, it's the full game that you're playing on Xbox or Switch or whatever. And it does have controller support. Let's see. What?
Go back to that.
So wait. So what's going on here? What am I looking at? Like, am I going this way?
12 minutes is on mobile.
12 minutes? What's 12 minutes? Oh no! Is this? Oh wait, I heard about this game.
This is the Willem Dafoe game.
What?
You have to save your family from Willem Dafoe. That is the entire game.
What?
And
Everybody was going nuts for this game a little bit ago, right?
It's an amazing game. Like I streamed it on my on Riz Plays Games at one point.
Yeah.
It like the story of it.
Mhm.
It's like 12 minutes goes by, something bad happens, you restart the game.
Okay.
And then you restart the game, figure out your mistakes, something bad happens, you restart the game.
So it's like it feels like a Groundhog Day kind of situation.
Yes, it's exactly like Groundhog
So
Day,
they're
and
getting these like sleeper hit kind of things like this, and it's just like your view is top down, and you're in a room in an apartment, and it's like it looks like it's just like a couple interacting for the most part, right?
Right, and
Wow.
Willem Dafoe is trying to kill you. It's pretty much the entire game.
I love it. I'm glad. I never would have thought about that until you looked at that. You got Stranger Things game. You got Exploding Kittens the game on here. So I mean, there's
Wait, Exploding Kittens has a game?
yeah, there's a game version. There's several Stranger Things games actually. There's looks like a Walking Dead ripoff. There's a Hello Kitty Friends and Happiness Parade.
That's the best.
I think this is the one with the autism setting we talked about several weeks ago. So look at that dance! Look at them dance! Look at them go! I'm sure Katie's played this by now. Yeah. So I mean, it started with like bowling ballers and like the most generic sounding solitaire, shooting hoops. I played I did download the Hextech Mayhem League of Legends story game that they had, which it had nothing to do with League of Legends practically, but other than having the character in it, and I had not played League of Legends up to that point, as before I watched Arcane, so I was really confused. But anyways, I need my face to install this. Get on my phone, William Dafoe. Where's he at? Oh no, that was asking for a code.
Oh no.
Oh no. This will be fine. It's fine, guys. It's fine. There we go. All right.
Perfect.
That'll help me not get more sleep. So, but yeah, there's a lot of good stuff over there. So where was I? We kind of did 3 leaps of offshoots here.
We mentioned Shredder's Revenge on Netflix.
I've been
went down the rabbit hole.
I've been trying to avoid Line 6. And
I
I will continue to avoid it. That's going to be
Let's go up to number 5.
That's how we will end the show. Traffic cameras in New York are also listening to your car, says PC Magazine. Okay.
Of course they are.
So if your vehicle emits an illegal amount of noise, expect a fine of up to $26.25 in dollars. So yeah, this is going to be it can be an $800 in fine for the first offense. This is, I wish they had this outside my studio. When they're dropping the bass outside the window here. Illegally modified musters and exhaust systems are the biggest thing. Of course, that can also lead to, I think, more fumes and stuff. Of course, big cities like I know we have it here in Pittsburgh have exhaust emissions tests as part of inspection. So I imagine New York City has something very similar to that. So, and it is a part of at least 71 drivers receiving fines for the excessively noisy vehicles so far from this new system. So it makes sense. You're already putting technology up there. Why not put a different sensor? And then you can go, I mean, you got cameras, right? You got, what else is up there? Sensors. So for traffic flow, I know the East Liberty corridor has some smart technology in their stoplights to help traffic flow, help them manage that during rush hour. If you go to the airport and you go to the right terminal, there's actually a display about the smart city initiatives, right? And it still says the mayor's bill to Peduto probably. But anyway, so. No, I learned about this in back when there were all the AI sessions happening out in East Liberty, and I had a chance to film some of them. So, anyways, so no, I think that's kind of a cool thing, and cool. I mean, solving a problem with technology. That's the thing. That's when technology is helpful, and doesn't, do what it does. All right, Riz,
Sorg.
you get to introduce this next story from Potter.
Oh, is it the croc balls?
Yeah,
Are we doing croc balls?
Croc balls time.
Yes, and I actually sent this to the person that we know wears Crocs the most, just to see what he had to say about it.
Wait, who's that? Who's our Crocs person?
Pantser.
Oh, okay, all right,
So I haven't heard anything back yet.
okay.
I think he saw it and
this is on
immediately
Amazon too.
muted me. But yeah, as somebody who, of course, you want to put truck nuts on your Crocs, right? That's a thing that we needed, right? That glows in the dark. That's a thing.
Man.
I just am like, the Crocs are in sport mode constantly then.
Mhm.
They glow in the dark, and
Like, why would you?
Oh.
Why
So
would
you
you
want to put
be?
them on the front because then it just looks silly. So you have to be in sport mode constantly.
Oh, you can get a metal. You can get glow in the dark. I mean, what else do you need? What else do you want? I mean, you can gift it to your friend who wears Crocs.
Noticeable shoe. I love this description. Glow in the dark Croc balls, 1 pair Croc nuts for shoes, Croc charms for men, distinctive Croc accessories, Croc headlights, noticeable shoe clips, Christmas
Headlights.
gifts for friends.
Why would you be wearing Crocs outside? Like out to where cars are.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many.
I probably wouldn't be.
You know how many
surprised, to be honest.
meetings I've been to where somebody was wearing Crocs?
As a person in an office, they're worn a lot.
Yeah.
To the
Yeah, I
office.
think so.
I don't own a pair.
They are my night shoes
Yet.
around the house. They are. They're my.
It says yet. You don't own a pair.
Yeah. What?
Well,
Riz?
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, I said yet. You don't know yet. But since now we're going down this rabbit hole,
Or this croc hole, if you will.
this croc hole, of course. Scroll down to the customers frequently viewed.
Oh no!
no, don't go to the comment.
Oh,
Don't go to the
there
comment.
it is.
There is
What the hell?
a spur. Like
Wait, where's the spur at? Where are you
like
seeing
I'm
this?
seeing a Shoe Tails mini spurs clip
I'm not seeing this.
for Crocs.
No, but what I am seeing, what the hell? These are literally headlights for my Crocs.
Yep.
Guys, I need these.
Get 'em.
Because I got to go downstairs to the bathroom, and so I don't want to turn the light on all the time. But if I just had headlights on my Crocs,
Yeah, I'm just gonna post this here, Sorg, just to do that, and then just go there because we need more. We need more of these. Oh, wrong one.
make the link work.
Hang on, that's your link that you just made. Let me go back up here. Why didn't it look? Boom.
By the way, I don't know what's going on, but it won't let me install this 12 minutes game for some reason. Like,
Oh God, what the
William
heck happened?
Dafoe's keeping it from me.
There, try click that, Sorg.
All right. What we got here? This is the first one, right? Okay. All right. We'll see what happens here.
It's literally a metal wheel with spikes.
Oh, this needs to load faster. Oh no! What the hell are you doing with that?
You can
You are
ride a
going.
horse in your Crocs.
Oh no!
Oh, it's like this is
Customize
dangerous.
your neck. I don't think anybody with small dogs like I have should own a pair of these. Unless you hate your child or dog. You can put a smiley face in there. Jeez. What is this? Well, I'm glad we've had a chance to explore the best in shoe technology. Like headlights for your shoes.
Since we're in Pittsburgh, Sorg,
Mhm.
there's a Croc shovel.
A what?
There's a snow plow for your Crocs.
I saw that. that's a
I-
Pittsburgh thing so
Yeah.
badly. Like, I need to clear the spot for the chair. Let's bring up the snowplow, Croc.
Yeah, let me
So-
just do this for a minute with my feet.
Shuffle, shuffle.
I just searched on Amazon Croc accessories.
Welcome to the rabbit hole.
There's a whole thing about shoe charms apparently.
Mhm.
There's let's see. Oh, the Crocs 5
There's
pack food shoe charm. You can put
You have
Mickey
you have the
Mouse.
food, Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
There's cars as
You
well.
need to
like the-
plug your Crocs into the wall outlet to charge the flashlight. Headlights for Crocs. What in the world is that?
there's
a
Harry
chain-
Potter. There's
Chains
Mario.
for Crocs. What? What is happening? This is a whole thing.
You can put flames on your Crocs.
You can put a dog person charm on your Crocs.
This is we've hit the gold mine here, Sorg.
We've hit peak Croc is what's happening here.
Isn't there still a Croc store in the outlet mall in the South Hills area? There was like there's an
There has to
outlet mall,
be.
I believe. There's still a Croc store
I
down
think there
there.
is.
What? Oh no.
In the outlet one, the one past like West Mifflin area. Yeah. Past that, down towards
You
Washington.
like Tanger?
Hangers.
Yeah.
Tanger
Yeah.
outlets?
I
I've
couldn't
never been
remember
to
the name
Tanger.
of it.
Never been to Tanger. I just see the sign every time I go into West Virginia. Oh no.
Yeah, there's a Croc store. There was a Croc store in there for the longest time.
What a crock. Guys, thank you so much. This has been educational. Amanda, please don't be a stranger. Please take more Tuesdays off.
We're Tuesdays off.
What time is it? 7 o'clock when we started the show here. That's what, 4 o'clock for you?
4 o'clock. Yeah, that's usually why when you do see me tune into the chat room, I'm usually at my desk with headphones on.
You're killing that last hour of work, aren't you?
Yeah, usually. That's usually about my midday. That's actually, I don't
Oh,
usually
wow.
roll to the office till like 10.
That sounds like me. Well, actually, I'm worse than that. I get up at 10 most of the time. Not this week. Wow. No, it's great to have you on. Great to get your insight from your Apple perspective. I promise. I tell you, I send you probably about half of the Apple questions that I intend to send you because I don't want to bury you with my Amanda, help me.
Okay. Everybody does. And sometimes I go, I don't know.
Yeah. You at least will tell me. I don't expect you to solve every problem. I expect you to tell me where to go, and then sometimes you'll tell me where to go. But still,
That's true. That I can point you in the right direction. Yes, definitely.
Oh,
Sometimes I'm usually just like, I don't know, maybe refresh.
it was great to visit you a couple.
Out of it.
It was great to visit you guys out there a couple of months ago. I need to decide to do that when it's cold here. So, for one thing, I love that San Diego is becoming like Pittsburgh Southwest at this point. With it feels like everybody's going out there. So, and I don't blame them. Anyways, you know what the first thing is, because I have the trial to my my NordiTrack iFit thing, and it has the Google Map situation. And you can just like plot a course and it'll street map stuff too. So San Diego was like the first one that I tried. So I was like, I took a walk on the one shore down south of the dog beach, and I was like, I wanted to go to the park and didn't have time, so I started at the park to see what it looked like. So, but thank you so much for joining us. You still got the social medias going on, right?
Yeah, Mander412 on Instagram is where I'm most active.
Fantastic.
And then AL Narcissi on Twitter.
There you go. Riz plays games, and he's going to play games with us this Saturday.
I am, and I might actually start playing. I might pregame some games this week as well.
Yes.
Be on the lookout.
Yes, I've been on Assassin's Creed Odyssey lately. Sometimes I'm in the mood for it again. I took like a 2-year break from Assassin's Creed after I played through like 5 of them in a row. Anyways,
There are cinnamon toast crunch charms.
of course there are. Hey, for next week, tell us your favorite Croc accessory. tell us on hashtag AC627 on the social medias. Hit us on Twitter or in the AwesomeCast Facebook group or the Discord. What is your favorite Croc accessory that you found or have? Or have maybe I've missed a boat and you're sitting out there listening to this show in your fully accessorized Crocs with headlights and dog bomb accessories. But we'll find out. We'll have to start a Croc podcast maybe. Thank you so much, everybody. You have been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at Sorgatron.